Okay. Hey-o, I'm back. I'm back. All right, so as I promised, my exciting news, where I've been in the past year or so, and how come I haven't been making videos, is because I've been leveling up my doula business. So I think I went to school at the University of Vermont during the height of COVID. So that was 2020, and I did it online, and I didn't know what I was going to do with a professional certification in end-of-life doulaing. So I didn't know what I was going to do. I just knew that I really enjoyed working with people at the end of their lives. And I enjoyed working and volunteering at hospice. And in the past, I've worked with people with Alzheimer's and dementia. And I just really felt like it was a natural fit for me. And when I heard there was such a thing as a death doula, I was just like, oh my God, this is my calling. But I don't know what to do with it necessarily. But thanks to COVID, I just decided to go to school for it and just figure out the rest later. So then about 6 months, maybe more than 6 months ago at this point, I heard about a grant program through HUD, the Housing and Urban Development. They were giving large grants out to local communities, and my local Chamber of Commerce was administering the grant, and I decided to apply for it, and it required taking a small business planning course, and then writing my own business plan with all these crazy like 3-year financial projections I had to figure out how to do. And then I had to answer a bunch of questions in like long essay format. And oh my God, it was a lot of hoops to jump through this grant process, but eventually, I think in June, I learned that I actually got the grant. And so the way I wrote it was, it would be for marketing for my end-of-life doula business, and also to hire a part-time employee. So while I'm at my full-time job at Cornell, I can hire a part-time doula to sort of cover the times when I have to be at my job. They can be, a caregiver to people at the end of their lives during, that 9 to 5 shift. So that's really exciting. It's intimidating. The idea of hiring somebody and being somebody's boss is scary. There's also that idea of like maybe I will leave my job and do this full time, but we'll see. It depends on how many clients I get and how like the marketing works out and things like that. So I'm really excited though. I never thought in a million years when I was going to school that people would be giving me money and helping me build my business. I just never thought. But this whole way I have been, it's like the world has rolled out a carpet for me and just laid it out, and it was a clear path. And so I just keep following that path to wherever it's leading me, because I don't know, there hasn't been too much resistance, whereas other things in life, you get very large roadblocks and you kind of think, oh, maybe this isn't for me. it's not, hasn't been that way. I have experienced a lot of little roadblocks, but they were enough for me to kind of get over, or there was always somebody that at that time that I experienced this roadblock, somebody would come in and be like, well, I'm an expert in that and I can help you. And so I feel in a way like it's kind of been divinely guided. I know that sounds woo-woo, but I've just received so much help, and it's just come from the most just surprising places sometimes. And so I'm currently taking some courses, some SEO, so search engine optimization courses. I previously took some web design courses, and then I will be taking accounting. A nice little refresher on QuickBooks and things like that, just so I can be the best entrepreneur that I can. But I cannot stress enough, if you are thinking about, going into business for yourself, visit your local small business association, small business resource center, because all of this help has come to me for free. And I just have to pinch myself. All these people are there to help me for free. And yeah, just to let you know that my website's name, my business name is Wind and Wing. And the website is www.wind-and-wing.com. And it's a beautiful website. I am in love with it. I worked on it with a web designer, and it's got tons of resources on there, and my services are up there. So I have many service packages, some for home funeral consulting, some for animal, companion animal doula services, human end-of-life doula services. A lot of them are online, so you don't even have to be local. I can help you over the phone or through the internet, through the end-of-life process. And there's also a shop, which I slowly fill up over time, and that's what I want to get to next. So another reason I haven't been making the video series is because I wrote a companion workbook for the video series, because I realized that I'm so long-winded, I'm probably putting everybody to sleep, and I don't blame you, but this stuff is so important that I wanted to get it into your hands. And so I created and wrote a big, see how thick that is, workbook. And it's called The Rest of Your Life Planner. I know it's kind of a silly name, but you really can plan the rest of your life with it. So it has a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly planner in one version. So there's 3 versions, actually, technically. There's this full version with the daily, monthly, weekly planner, plus an end-of-life planner. Then the second version is just an end-of-life planner, because I realize that some people don't care about organizing their day-to-day life. So that's not their jam. It's fine. So there's just the end-of-life planner. And then the third thing is there's a digital download version. And the digital download is everything. That's the day-to-day planner, monthly, yearly, and the end of life. You get that all with the one download. So, and there's 2 different cover options. So there's this cool fabric cover, or you can get a regular just binder without the cover. So I wanted to make this the most affordable as possible. So you can have, if you're thinking about giving this as a gift to somebody and you want to make it really special, because you want this to be something that's, you know, not intimidating, but more of like something that you want people to grab and just use every day. And it's a beautiful gift. So it's awesome. Or, you know, a more affordable version without the cover, and just something also that you can use every day, but you're not worried about kind of the looks or giving it as a gift or something like that. But inside, I should grab this copy, so I won't bore you too much with it, but right here is a laminated sort of sheet, and you can take this out and use this as a writing surface if you didn't want your ink to bleed through, or you're kind of a hard writer. And so this, yeah, it goes through all the forms that we've gone through on the video series. So the healthcare proxy and you name it, it's all in here. And I should say, for right now, this is a New York State version. Next, I think I'll be working on Florida and California and North Carolina next. But each state has kind of slightly different laws and rules about certain things in here. So the planner has to be slightly adjusted for each state. So for right now, all I have is New York State available, but I'll be going state by state. It's gonna take me forever, but it'll be worth it. Legacy projects, so what you kind of information you want to leave behind, and including like a history of yourself, questions about your childhood, just fun things that you want your family to remember about you, and information to pass along from generation to generation about you. I made recipe sheets, so if you want to pass on your favorite recipes, there's some recipe sheets, some checklists that you might want to think about, like have you updated all of your advanced directives recently? If so, you know, check off that you've done it. End of life event planning, so do you want a memorial service, a funeral? What do you want these things to look like? What do you want to be wearing? Who do you want to attend? What music do you want? All of that, you know, all the details are in here. Your body disposition planning too, like what do you want to be cremated? Do you want your organs donated? You name it, it's in here. Income, do you have any debts? Do you have any expenses? This is a workbook that anybody should be giving to their next of kin, so they know what sort of outstanding debts the person needs to have settled, what accounts you have that need to be closed, etc., etc. And some resources like commonly used terms, online resources about grief and finding an end-of-life doula, caregiving, funeral information, funeral tips, so how to have an affordable funeral, an affordable, creative funeral. So just some tips on that, cemetery tips, and business card holders. So you'd put business cards, but also your social security card, your medical, like insurance cards, things like that can all go in here. Some sheet protectors, so you definitely want to put your birth certificate in here. Motor vehicle information would go in here, like the title to your car. This is a perfect spot for it. And some folders for investment information, medical information, banking stuff, bills, So it's all in here. So it's meant to organize the owner of this, to get you organized, also to give to somebody in an emergency. Somebody should know where to find this. It has all the details and all the important information that somebody would need in an emergency. And it's also something that you can pass along to your loved ones, that have information about like your wishes and dreams for them, you know, how your life was, you name it. So it's really awesome. I have wanted to do this for about 10 years, if not longer. I've wanted to make something like this. I finally have, and I'm so excited. I currently have it in a store also for sale. It's in Homer. The store is called Artisan Elements, and so it can be picked up there. I have some beautiful sewn covers, fabric covers, and also some versions that are just plain in the store. Also in the online store, I have home funeral kits, which I will make another video about at some point, just showing what is in a home funeral kit, because they are pretty awesome. I'm also really proud of that. And I have urns. So another little fun thing that me and a lot of my family members like to do is go to garage sales, thrift stores, antique shopping, all that fun stuff. But I always come across some beautiful handmade pottery and just some beautiful vessels that are gonna probably end up in the landfill, and it's heartbreaking. So I've just in the store put them for sale for really, really affordable. If you go shopping for cremation urns, they are ridiculously priced, very much price gouging. And so this one isn't in the shop yet, but for example, this will probably be, I don't know, maybe $25, $30. It's beautiful. I found this in a thrift store, and I had to get a top for it. And normally a vessel this size for cremated remains is going to be stupid expensive. So, and this is handmade, and I don't know. I just feel better about selling this to people than suggesting that they go and get like a $500 urn, same size, just because they've labeled it as a cremation urn when really you can put ashes in anything. So once again, I have to find a top for this, but this is a beautiful handmade in India brass vessel, and I'm just gonna try and locate a perfect size top for it. But you know, I'm not gonna sell it for much, but this would be beautiful for like pet ashes, to put, you know, a beloved family pet in there. And it's awesome, and it's handmade, and I'm all for the handmade stuff. So what else? Also, I have memorial jewelry in the shop, and that just has a locket on the necklace with some very pretty, you know, silver or whatever, just some pretty decorative kind of ornaments with the locket, as well as a little receptacle for some ashes or some hair or whatever you want to put in this little vessel. No, it's like a little clear bottle. So that's a beautiful memorial piece if you want to carry somebody near your heart that you miss. Just put their picture in the locket, and maybe a little snippet of hair or ashes in their in the bottle, and it's just, they're beautiful, and they're really nice gift to give somebody that's just lost someone. So that's what's in my shop, and yeah, check out my online website, because there really are, I worked really hard at finding such great resources for anybody that needs end-of-life help. And on the front page, I just finished a grief support resource. So if you sign up for my mailing list, you'll get a free, I think it's like about 5 pages of how to be a good grief support person. So how to support somebody who is going through loss, and rather than resorting to some cliche and just saying, you know, oh, I'm sorry for your loss, and you don't know what to say. Other than that, this gives you kind of tips on, you know, getting away from the standard cliches that everybody says and getting into maybe more meaningful wording and more meaningful actions. So yeah, that's something that I really wanted to get out there, because I know that we're all uncomfortable around death, and we're uncomfortable around people who have just experienced loss. So we just sort of, we avoid it. And in the end, that person feels very alone, because everybody sort of is too busy avoiding death. And the last thing I want is for people who have just lost somebody to feel alone. So this is a good resource to kind of help people be a better support person. Yeah, so I think that's my news. I'll be done talking your ear off now, and I hopefully won't be that, I don't know. I plan to make some more videos. I definitely will make a video on the home funeral kits and what the heck a home funeral is, why somebody might want to consider having one. That might be my next video. So hopefully you'll see me soon. If you don't, it's probably because I'm doing something awesome, or I'm trying to get the business up and running. So if you don't see me soon, that just means probably good things are really happening, but you will see me on here again. In the meantime, you can get a hold of me through my website. There's a way to contact me through there. So, all right, take care.